What it do, what it is, and what's good, YouTube, and welcome back to Matt the Sports Beard. Today we are episode 2 of Talking Sports here on Matt the Sports Beard channel. I'm looking forward to this one. But before we get started, I have a question for you guys that I want to hear your opinions and your thoughts on this subject that has come to a light recently, and it's something that they've talked about before. The Washington Redskins. What do you guys think about the name change? Do you think they should change it? Do you think they shouldn't change it? Tell me why down below. I'm hoping Matt with No BS Beards sees this so he can let me know his opinion down below as well. That's the first question I have for you. But we got some stuff we're going to get into. Short video. But in the future, I'm going to be hosting polls or questions on my Instagram. I'm going to put it in the description down below. It's Matt the Sports Beard, where I want to hear some questions or opinions you guys, or topics you want me to discuss or talk about in the videos. I do have a lot of plans for the sports part of this. It has been hard with the virus and the pandemic that I've only been able to put out that one video on the draft. So the sports videos haven't been non-existent really. So here we are. We got some things. That's my first topic, was the name change of the Washington Redskins. A lot of people have been asking me about the NBA and NHL playoffs and future sports such as baseball, if the shortened season or whatnot will affect the realness of the championship and the banner and the title and the ring. Because at the end of the day, all the sports teams are in there for that ring. Big rings. So with NBA and NHL, I don't think it's got a little asterisk next to it because of they played pretty much their full season. They had maybe a couple weeks left or a month in basketball. In hockey, I think, for example, I know the Bruins had like 8 games left, maybe not even that much. So I think because they added more teams and potentially having more matchups, I don't think in basketball and hockey that the championship will be tainted per se. I think it's going to be a little bit harder, especially for hockey, because they added, I believe, 22 or 24 teams. And I know as I've listened to some sports talk radio in Boston, and my opinion on it is the Bruins were the number 1 seed, the number 1 team in the NHL. They have a chance to face the Montreal Canadiens, who wasn't even in the playoff picture before. They were in the playoff picture, but they weren't making the playoffs. They have the potential, and they could be facing them in the first round with seeding. And that's a hard matchup for us. I don't know if you guys know the whole Bruins and Canadiens rivalry, but it's a hard matchup for us every year, every time we play some regular season, playoffs, no matter what. So it's harder in the NHL and NBA. I know they added a couple teams there just to potentially do it. And so I think it'd be a little bit harder, and I think those titles would mean a little bit more, if not about the same. Now with baseball, 60-game season we're having, if it happens. Supposedly now it's going to happen, but numbers keep climbing up down here in Florida. That's where baseball and basketball are supposed to be, so who knows what's going to happen. Baseball, 60 games. I don't know if it would. Look, if the Red Sox win, hell yeah, I'm going to be excited as hell. I'm going to say World Series champions. I think it means the same to them and to the fans, but I think in the record books you still have to say, not an asterisk, but you still have to say it was a shortened season. It's not even half a season, you know? And so I think it will mean something, but I think it might mean a little bit less just because it's not even a half a season. Maybe if it was a half a season, it'd be more understanding, but especially I'm seeing all these players opt out, and believe me, I get it. I don't know if I was a professional athlete, if I want to go and put myself in harm's chance with getting the virus, contracting it, and then possibly bringing it back to my family or friends. So I understand. That's another reason why. There's just a big name was Victor Oladipo for the NBA, David Price for baseball that have opted out to play. So it's just, with baseball, it's just not even a half a season number-wise, and a lot of players are opting out. So what does that mean? It just means that the title might not mean as much to the overall beat writers, to the fans, and to the players. It will mean something. Let me know what you guys think down below. Okay, a lot of people have been asking me, and I've told some people, and you know, I don't like to be biased on the channel when it comes to sports with these videos. I want to try to keep it open, and I don't always want to talk about my teams. But Cam Newton to the Patriots, they jumped up to number 3 odds, Vegas odds to win the Super Bowl after that. I believe behind Kansas City. who was the other team they were behind? The Ravens, I think. So I think they were 3 or 4. I think they jumped up to, and I thought the Patriots were going to have a pretty decent season before because I think that defense is stacked. The defensive line, we'll see what happens with them. I think that would be the weakest part of the defense, but the corners and the safeties are stacked. Linebackers, a lot of young talent there, being with Dante Hightower leading the way. So Cam Newton, I think it makes it a game changer. I think that brings them back up to the conversation of at least making it to the conference championship and potentially going to the Super Bowl. They have a motivated Cam Newton who is very, very upset that he got treated the way he treated in his eyes with the Panthers. You know, he was hurt and they just wanted to move on from him, which is totally fine. You have that right as your franchise. So he's very motivated. That's why he took the lesser of the contract. I don't even think he's making a full $1 million, but with incentives, I think he can get up to $7.5 million, which is a good deal for an MVP caliber player. If he can stay healthy and stay motivated, I think the NFL better watch out because I think it gives the Patriots they're more versatile now. You don't know what they're going to do. It's not Brady back there that's going to sit back in the pocket. Believe me, I'd rather have Tom Brady than Cam Newton. Don't get me wrong. But Cam Newton has that chance to run 15 times a game and break one loose. He has that chance when you're on the goal line or maybe the halfback couldn't push it in. Now you got to worry about the halfback, the fullback, or Cam Newton pushing it in from the 2-yard line. So that's a great aspect. I think they're going to do good. I'm not going to give you my predictions yet because I will have a video in the future if the season happens on predictions for my teams and other teams. Other than that, guys, like I said, we're doing a short sports video today. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought, especially with my first question in the video. Make sure you're subscribed. We will be having a 600 subscriber giveaway real soon. As soon as I hit 600 subscribers, I believe I'm about 87 away. So share if you want to. We got a good giveaway. I will release the details very shortly. Maybe when we get to the 550 mark, I'll let you know how you can win, who's sponsoring it, because we do already have a company sponsoring it, and you guys are going to be excited about that. And how many winners. Yep, I said how many. That means more than one. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate all the support. Make sure you stay safe and stay bearded.